In a small village, where dreams often seemed bigger than the world around him, lived a boy named Arjun. He did not have much. His home was simple, his clothes were ordinary, and every day brought another challenge. But Arjun had something that could not be measured by money. He had a dream, and he had made himself one promise. He would never give up. Every morning, Arjun walked with his books close to his chest. The road to school was not always easy. Sometimes the distance felt long, sometimes the heat was exhausting, and sometimes, when he looked at the lives of other children, he wondered why his own journey had to be so difficult. But whenever that thought came, Arjun opened his books again, because he knew something important. A difficult beginning does not decide the ending. At home, there was no quiet study room waiting for him. There was no expensive desk, no perfect environment, only an old table, worn-out books, weak light, and a boy determined to change his future. Night after night, Arjun studied, page after page, question after question. When his eyes became tired, he rested for a moment and started again. There were days when Arjun felt completely exhausted. There were moments when doubt whispered, "Maybe you cannot do this." But Arjun refused to listen, because every time he felt like stopping, he remembered why he had started. His dream was still ahead of him, and he was still moving toward it. Then came the day he had been preparing for. The examination. Arjun sat quietly among the other students. Around him, pens moved across papers. Pages turned. The clock continued ticking. And with every passing minute, the pressure grew. This was more than just an examination for Arjun. It was a chance to prove that the circumstances he was born into did not have to determine where he would go. He took a breath, looked at the paper, and began to write. Some questions were difficult. Some answers did not come immediately. For a moment, fear returned. But Arjun remembered every night he had studied, every morning he had walked to school, every time he had wanted to stop, and chose to continue instead. So he kept writing, not because he was certain he would succeed, but because he understood something even more important. Giving up would guarantee failure. Trying would at least leave the door open. So after the examination came the hardest part, waiting. Arjun had done everything he could. Now there was nothing left to change. He could only hope. And during those days, he learned another lesson. Sometimes courage is not about fighting. Sometimes courage is simply having the patience to wait, without losing faith in yourself. Then came the moment Arjun had been waiting for. The news arrived. For a few seconds, he simply stood there, almost afraid to believe it. Then he looked again, and slowly, a smile appeared on his face. His parents were beside him. They had seen the struggle. They had seen the long nights. They had seen their son continue when stopping would have been easier. And now, they could finally see the result of his determination. Not just a result on a piece of paper, but the beginning of a new chapter. The next morning, Arjun walked down the village road with his books and his dreams. The same village was still there. The same dusty road. The same simple homes. Nothing around him had suddenly become perfect, but Arjun had changed. He was no longer walking only toward. And perhaps that is what success really means. Not having an easy road, not never falling, not never feeling afraid, but standing up again and again and continuing forward. Because sometimes the distance between an ordinary beginning and an extraordinary future is simply the courage to take one more step. So if life is difficult right now, if your dream feels too far away, remember Arjun, remember his journey, and remember this. You may have to walk slowly, you may have to walk alone, you may even have to start again. But whatever happens, never give up, because the dream you are fighting for today may become the life you are proud of tomorrow. And sometimes, all it takes is the courage to take one more step. never give up. Every act of kindness creates a story worth remembering. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to SQAN until our next story. Keep spreading kindness. Goodbye.